Hey, what's up you guys? It's Cory, and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reacting to RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 4, I didn't actually look at the name, Fault. And the description for this episode is, Jean, Ren, and Yang's pursuit of a mysterious new Grimm results in unexpected complications. Ruby, Weiss, and Blake find a new place to lie low. Cinder receives an ultimatum. So, that's a lot. This episode is also over 19 minutes long, 19 minutes 12 seconds, which is not what I was expecting at all. Like, we were suspecting that this would actually end up being kind of a shorter episode, with it just focusing on everything going on with Yang, Jean, and Ren, but it seems like we're going to be seeing Team Atlas as well. And we're going to be seeing Cinder. So that's interesting to me. Cinder receives an ultimatum, though. From who? I mean, it must be Salem. But what could that ultimatum be? Never fail me again, or it will be your last mistake or something? I don't know. I mean, that'd be great. Or I guess it could be from Neo that's like, help me kill RWBY. You have to help me kill RWBY. Maybe that could be it. I mean, unless we start seeing Neo doing some more texting, I'm not sure how an ultimatum could be delivered there. And I wonder where Ruby, Weiss, and Blake are going to lie low. Because we theorized that they would just go right back to the crater. Because, I mean, that makes the most sense for them to go back to. Especially to, like, try to get Jean, or to get Nora to some healing, probably from Jean. But maybe we will, like, see them seek out the Shnees, because they're in the intro. They have to show up at some point. I don't see why they would, though, because when we saw them at the end of the last episode, they were flying away from Atlas. So it doesn't seem logical that they would then head to Atlas to lie low. It makes more sense they'd lie low somewhere in Mantle. And then I wonder what this unexpected complication is with Oscar, because clearly, like, there was the shot from the trailer of the three of them riding their bikes out towards, like, the mines or into the tundra kind of a thing. And so I have my theory that, like, the Grimm's trying to lure them there so it can lose their trail, but I don't know. I'm curious to see how this goes. So, I guess without delaying anymore, let's get into this. Okie dokie. Starting the video in 3, 2, 1. Sorry, just minimizing the preview on it because I can see it over there and I don't want to see that. But yeah, I've officially started, like, listening to just the intro song, so we've officially reached that point in the episode, or in the series, where I'm, like, just listening to the intro. I'm also wearing a Yang beanie today because we're gonna see that group. Turns out I could have worn any of them because it looks like we're gonna see everybody. But yeah, if you didn't check out the bootcast for Chapter 3, it's over on Sheenub's Twitch channel, which I have linked down below. We had on fellow reactor Liam Catterson to discuss the episode, and that was very interesting. I'll put a little preview of that after the episode, but it was an interesting discussion. Oh, man. I wonder if Oscar's gonna get to Salem this episode or not. I don't think so. We predicted next episode, but that shot makes me so much more nervous now that we know that Penny, like, probably actually can be hacked. Even though it's something we've theorized for years.
Oh, you should have seen the look on Joanna's face.
Oh.
I don't think she'd ever lost a fight before that. At least, not fair and square. Tough crowd tonight. Guess Ironwood should have paid for better cell block entertainment. And he smiles. Did I win?
Hey, it's your game. I don't make the rules.
I'm sorry.
He's so depressed.
For what happened. It wasn't your fault.
It was, though. I made a deal with the darkness, and he paid the price. It's all happening so fast, but Clover wouldn't let up. Could have worked together against Tyrion if Clover just... But the thing that really stings, for the first time in a while, I thought, maybe I could be around somebody, anybody, without my semblance making it complicated. And now, it just feels like a childish dream. Gone, like everybody else.
Believe it or not,
Poor dude.
I know a little of what that's like. When people are worried you're gonna sniff out their secrets, they tend to push you away. It makes a real connection difficult.
I never thought of it that way.
Oh, Marrow.
You don't get to keep that.
I didn't kill him.
You keep saying that. But it was your weapon covered in his blood.
If you really want to know what happened, Mohawk, why not open the cell and take my hand?
If I open the cell, it won't be to shake hands.
Yeah, because you don't care about the truth. You just want someone to be mad at.
Bitch.
Easier than taking an honest look at what side you're on.
Yeah, fuck. I love Robin this episode.
Hare, what are you doing?
See, I told you, I keep saying Hare is having doubts. And people keep being like, no, she isn't, but she's having doubts.
Well, that was almost exciting.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's what we've always said, though, about Crow, and that was why so many people shipped him and Clover together, is because he'd finally have an opportunity to not be defined by his semblance. And I'm glad that the show is actually having him talk about that.
I don't know how much longer these bikes can stand the cold.
I'm really wishing one of us could fly right now.
Wait, hold on.
I was about to say, he maybe can.
Ren, going to get you up there.
Yes.
Nice!
So be careful, you two.
Okay, not as nice.
Oh.
Slowing him down. Hold on.
I didn't realize, like, a motorcycle chase was what I wanted in RWBY. I mean, obviously there was the one in, Volume 2, but, like, this is different. Oh, yikes. Oh, Ren. You guys gotta try something else. What's it doing? Oh, fuck.
Did it just call for backup?
Yep. Yes. Oh, go, Jean. Come on, you gotta do something. Jean. Yes! Yes, Jean! Oh, fuck yeah! Oh, there was the other shot. Ren. Oscar. Oh my god, we are here at the Schnees.
Oh, you've picked a fine time to...
Not another word. We're coming in.
Things are already bad enough after what you did to Father. Now you want us to harbor fugitives too? Our family has a reputation.
That's what you're worried about? Your reputation?
Okay,
I'm
can
just
we
saying
just
we've
shut the
already
fuck up
lost all
and
the
help
house
Nora?
staff, and Mother locked herself in her room.
Maybe you haven't figured out what's going on, Whitley, but we're busy trying to save Atlas.
Look, our friend is hurt. We just need a place to lay low while she rests, and then we'll be out of your way.
Fine. What do you expect me to do then?
Absolutely
Go
nothing.
to your room.
Can you say thank you?
This way.
Like, listen, I don't like Shitley either, but like, I feel a little bad for him.
I hope everyone's doing all right.
If you're worried about Yang, you could always try calling her.
But that's the thing. I did.
I repeat, if anybody can hear me. We need transport back to Mantle.
Oh god.
We need to get out of this weather before the cold drops our ores completely. How much farther to the outpost? Ren, how much?
I don't know.
Well, it's sundown now. They need to get out of there before the night
I thought you said you saw it
fully
when you were up in the
comes.
air.
I did. Before I had to cut myself loose to help you guys.
Yeah, you've brought that up a couple times now. Something you need to say?
Not really. Wouldn't want to waste any more time.
Hey, what is your deal?
Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm sorry things aren't going smoothly enough for you.
Guys. They're not going smoothly at all.
I hate to break it to you, but that's part of being a huntsman.
Are you kidding? We don't know the first thing about being huntsmen. We clearly weren't ready. Guys, stop it.
Were we not ready when we saved Haven? When we took down a Leviathan? We got the lamp to Atlas.
And then we lost it. And after that, when we had to make real decisions, we got every single one wrong.
I'm not going to pretend like we did everything perfectly. But if we'd done nothing, things would be even worse than they are now.
How could they possibly be worse? We are stuck out here while
I
Salem
love
is the
hate
lamp
this.
And Oscar. We've got no plan, no army.
We've got the Maiden.
And by keeping her from opening the vault for Ironwood, we're just trapping the whole city for Salem. People are going to die because of us.
So what, we should just give Ironwood what he wants? Abandon Mantle? You think Atlas is still gonna be able to float to safety now that she's here?
I don't know, but these aren't the kinds of decisions we should be making because we have no idea what we're doing.
Okay, both of you, cut it out.
I'm just saying what nobody else wants to. We're in way over our heads. Ruby is barely more than a kid. I'm just an orphan from the middle of nowhere.
Ren, I am-
You cheated your way into Beacon!
That was uncalled for.
You don't think we should be huntsmen? Fine. But I'm getting out of the cult. I've still got a job to do.
Seriously, is your goal just to push everyone away?
Oscar, don't panic. We're going
There's
to
so
be
much happening this episode. I can't process any of it.
My long lost Ozma. Found at last.
I'm so happy scared.
So small, this new host of yours. It's a wonder my hound didn't break you.
He's 15, maybe.
It's been how many years since we saw each other like this, face to face? And nothing to say?
I'm sorry the reunion isn't living up to your expectations.
Oh, it's actually Oz that time.
You can pretend, boy.
Oh,
But
never
you're
mind.
not fully him. Not yet.
I was gonna say his eyes didn't flash, but he sounded like Oz.
Well, perhaps you and I can have a better working relationship. Oscar, was it?
Yes.
The beacon relic. My forces have been unable to locate the relic beneath the school.
That's what she wants to ask Jin.
He has used some means of deception to hide its location differently than the others. I need to know where it is.
That's not something I know about.
Of course. He would keep that one guarded as long as possible. How about something easier then? The password for the lamp.
The lamp is all out of questions.
Lies come out of you so easily. Like-minded souls indeed. One of you is going to tell me what you know. I don't much care if it is you or Ozma. Either way, I'll finally have the relic.
I won't tell you anything. Hazel?
Oh, fuck.
Wait.
How? You're gonna kill him.
Whisperhaven Academy.
He's a small child, and I don't think he has any aura left. You're gonna kill him.
Will be from our sister.
Yeah. Fuck Gretchen. She made her choice.
Your Grace,
The Hound.
What is that?
An experiment. So far, I am pleased with the results. Did you need something, Cinder?
Yes, I want to search for the Winter Maiden. I think...
Do you hear that, my pet? She thinks. She wants. As if she's done something that warrants me caring about either of those things.
We're just sitting and waiting. Without the Maiden power, the Vault means nothing. Let me claim it for you.
I will tell you when and where you are needed.
But Your Grace...
I'd like to think I have shown a great deal of patience over my many years walking Remnant. But I do hate repeating myself. You will remain here.
Or else.
That clear?
Of course, Your
Yes.
Grace.
Yes, of course. Without you, I am nothing.
Ooh, that's sassy
I know
eyebrow.
what she said. I just want to check on something. We'll be back before anyone realizes.
You're fucking stupid.
I want to see if anything is still going on at Amity Coliseum. Salem doesn't know those children like I do. They wouldn't just abandon their misguided attempt to save the world.
If she doesn't want to, I'll come. I've been working on my semblance. I can help. I won't tell anybody.
Wait, that's actually a good idea.
How much did you overhear?
Neo can stay as Cinder. I hate that I just said that, but like...
You're right, Ren. I did cheat my way into Beacon. And I'm glad I had people around me to help me see that I was bigger than that mistake. You've got people around you too. You don't have to force yourself to be strong. The more you hide from what you're feeling, the more alone you're going to feel. Trust me.
If anyone cares,
I love
got a
Jean.
part to fix the bike. So, yay! Good news. For what it's worth, I'm sorry he said that to you. I know you've had to work hard to get here, Jean.
We're all under a lot of stress right now. I used to push people away too.
Do you think she thinks less of me? For not helping out with Amity?
Ruby is your sister. She's always going to love you, even if you disagree with each other.
Yeah. Ruby.
Oh.
I need to get some sleep.
I totally thought she was talking about Ruby too. She's talking about Blake.
Go on. I'll make sure Ren doesn't brood himself to death out in the cold.
Thanks. I just have a bad feeling. Things always seem to get worse before they get better.
Yeah. What are we about to see? That's what Salem's waiting on. There's a Grim under there. Holy fuck. That was one of the best RWBY episodes in a just that was so good. I don't think anyone new spoke this episode. Nope, everybody's same. That was incredible. I loved that episode. Here's the thing, like, Volume 8 of RWBY so far has been really, I don't know, nothing special. I'm trying to figure out a way to say, like, that, because it's not that I'm disappointed with it or anything, it's just kind of been, in a way. Like, it's just been really neutral for me. And I know it's, like, the first episode was Law of Explanation, and I was like, that's gonna happen. The second episode was interesting, but not, like, super interesting. Third episode, interesting, not super interesting. But this episode, like, this was finally what I've wanted this whole volume, is we got to see all of these conflicts that they've been setting up for so long, and they're finally talking about them, and I love that. And I know people don't. I know that there are people who hate talking about their, like, characters talking about their feelings, or just walking around talking about nothing, but God, I live for that shit. It's so good. I just want to know what Ren's thinking. Man. And not to mention that, like, this episode started with a great action sequence. Like, that was awesome. Like, just, we got, like, I was so proud of Jean in that whole scene. Like, honestly, that's why when Ren made the comment about him cheating his way into Beacon, I was like, he's grown so much. Like, just look at the first 5 minutes of this episode. He's grown so much. Oh man. And so they did go to the Schnee Manor, which I knew they had to end up there at some point. Team Atlas did, rather. I'm curious as to, like, why they picked there instead of heading back down to Mantle, because Atlas couldn't have been easy to sneak into, even though they had stolen a, Atlas military airship. But granted, they have May, so, they just needed basically time to land and get away, and then they could be fine. But it is interesting. I do want to see Weiss and Whitley and Willow interact more, just because, like, their family dynamic is really interesting, especially with Jacques removed. Like, Jacques was so central to their conflicts with each other, and so with him out of the immediate picture, I want to see those three, like, talk. And it's nighttime now too, is the thing. So we talked about this on the Boopcast for episode 3. I wondered how much time had passed, and I was getting the impression that we were approaching the end of day with the last 2 episodes, because a lot had happened, and obviously volume 6 ended just after sunrise, So I knew that like, but like there was still some time missing in all of this travel time that they've had to do with between places, not on top of their missions that they've been going on. So I knew that we had to be approaching the end of day, and so we finally have the confirmation that now that it's the end of day. I mean, it's looking like Team Mantle will be stuck there all night because they don't have the sun to like kind of cool down, or rather warm up. The frozen tundra, it's going to be even more freezing out there now, and also they need time to rest for their auras to recover. So they're going to be stuck there for the night. Not to mention there's some sort of thing breaking through the ice. I'm wondering if it's going to be the Megalodon, just because like we got that little tease with the poster in Central Command last episode, but that doesn't also kind of doesn't make a ton of sense because I mean it's a frozen tundra. Like it would make more sense if it was some sort of like dinosaur or some sort of, you know, dragon like at Beacon, you know. Because again, it's the same thing people talked about back during Volume 3, is that usually if a Grimm had to be trapped in something, it's because that Huntsman couldn't kill it at the time, so they just had to try to contain it. So that's not good. I didn't even think, and it makes a lot of sense that could be what Salem's waiting on. But also we got the confirmation that the thing that Salem's wanted to ask Jin was where the Relic of Choice is, or where the vault for the Relic of Choice is, at least, because she has her Fall Maiden. She doesn't need the Maiden power for that vault. The problem she's having is the vault. The good thing is though is I don't think she's gonna get her answer to that, just because that's like very clearly the series is gonna wrap back around to Beacon for its final season, or maybe two, who knows. And that's going to be the main conflict there, is like the Relic of Choice. Oscar being there, not good. And now that Oscar's there, and obviously he's being tortured by Salem and now Hazel, which, you know, I talked about this both in episode 2 and 3 of the Bootcast, where I was like, it's going to be really interesting to see Oscar up there with the villains, because obviously his Ozpin's history with Hazel will make that interesting. Obviously Ozma's history with Salem will make that interesting. You know, there could be really interesting things with Neo. There could be really interesting things with Mercury or Emerald, or probably not Tyrion. Who else? Is there anybody else up there? I think it's just them. Yeah. Cinder could be... I mean, Cinder could just be really interesting because she killed him. Like... But yeah. But I'm kind of... The way things are going, I'm seeing less of that being likely. I'd love getting to, like, really see Salem interact with people, because you really... Like... She's such a calm but terrifying presence, and it's so delicious. And just like, and those moments where you feel her rage flare up for just a moment and then back to calm, terrifying, utterly terrifying. Like, but like, I think that Cinder's gonna die this season though, because she's putting her own ambitions before Salem, and Salem will not abide that. Like, that's just not what will happen. I'm interested to see what's going to happen with, obviously, the trio that they kind of have there with Emerald, Neo, and Cinder. Like I said, it could be interesting because Neo could stay behind with an illusion, as the illusion of Cinder, to like maintain Cinder's presence there. While Cinder and Emerald go off to Amity, which not good. But also, I'm kind of like, something else has to happen there because obviously Penny can't be killed by Cinder because they're setting up Watts to hack her. So if Watts, like, and that's going to be how they obtain the maiden power. So something else has to happen to, like, lead Cinder away. But Cinder, that's the thing. Cinder is smart, where she goes, they're going to Amity because these kids are gonna try to save the world. And, like, Cinder is right about that, because Salem may know Ozma, but Cinder knows Team RWBY. And so she knows that, like, their goal is going to be launching Amity to, unite the world. So that is smart of her. I'm just not sure how it'll be successful or how it'll work. It'll be interesting to see her and Emerald get to interact again, because Emerald is so hopelessly in love with her. So that'll be so interesting to see. Oh my god, there's just, like, I've been talking for, like, I've been talking for, like, 8 minutes now already after finishing the episode, and I haven't talked about the jail scene yet. I haven't talked about the little conversation that Jean and Ren and Yang had. I mean, I touched on the one in the tundra, but in the cabin thing, like, there was just so much good shit in this episode. I'm so excited for this week's Boopcast, because I'm gonna have 6 pages of notes. But yeah, I mean, I'll just touch on then the scene in the cabin, or the outpost, I guess is what they called it, where she asks Jean if he thinks that she'll think less of her because she's not helping with Amity, and Jean's all like, Ruby will love you no matter what, and she goes, yeah, Ruby, and I'm like, oh, Bumblebee. And Yang, Blake will be fine. Blake loves you all the same. Like, it's changed nothing for her, and especially, like, you're helping the people. You're helping Faunus. You're helping the little guy, the people who've been left behind. I don't see a world in which Blake thinks that's not that's an unworthy goal. I mean, but because that was the whole point of the first episode, is they are both goals worth doing. So why don't we do both? Why don't we launch Amity and help Mantle? Like, that was kind of the point of why they split up, is because they weren't gonna agree to one single goal, because both were worth doing. I just wish Ren would talk about his feelings, honestly. Like, I want to know what's going on in there, because he just keeps pushing people away. And I'm like, what does he think will happen if he lets people in? Or if he isn't strong? Or, I mean, he watched his whole village be massacred when he was a kid, and obviously there's the trauma there. Like, and so maybe he's just afraid of losing people. Like, that, maybe that's as simple as it comes down to, is he's so afraid of losing people, and especially losing people he cares about, that he's like, well, I just won't care about anybody then, because I don't want to lose them. But I just wish I just want to hear Ren talk about it, and I think we'll get there eventually. And finally, I'm gonna talk about the jail scene, and then I'm gonna stop chatting. But yeah, that jail scene was real good. I'm so glad that we got to see Crow talk about what he saw with Clover, and it wasn't even romantic implications. It was just that he finally found a person he felt safe with, and, like, that's all it came down to. And hearing him talk about that was just, it was really affirming to a lot of, I feel, probably to a lot of the fandom, because, like, as soon as we met Clover in I thought volume 6, and I went, no, the one after, so I said volume 5 instead of 7. But in volume 7, when we met him, that was, like, the thing I brought up is the reason I could see this as a potential ship is because we've been waiting for someone with a good luck semblance to come along, to be his foil and to be, you know, someone he could be safe with and all this stuff. And, you know, that was Clover, and then we saw how that all went down. It's interesting to see him finally, like, kind of reaffirming that for the fandom, that, like, you know, that there was, you know, he saw something with Clover, whatever that something was. He wanted Clover to be in his life because that was, you know, important to him. And I also just really love that they finally touched on, like, you know, I apparently Robin does know what happened. We didn't see Robin, you know, see Crow murder or Tyrion murder Clover. She didn't see it either way, but she seems to, like, be very certain that, like, yes, I know that Crow didn't do this, it was Tyrion. And that she's like, I have I have my lie detector semblance, I can prove to you that he didn't do it. And they're still showing Harriet having doubts, and I know everybody wants Marrow to be the one who turns traitor and leaves the Aesops behind, but, like, I think both Harriet and Marrow have very good likelihoods of being the one to be traitor, to, you know, join the good guys, but they're just showing so much of it with Harriet that I'm like, they're setting something up here, kind of a thing. Whereas we've seen a lot of Marrow these last couple episodes, like, following orders and stuff. So I know that's interesting to me. But I'm glad that they're at least they're talking about the fact that, like, yes, she has a lie detector. She can tell them he didn't murder Clover, that it was Tyrion that did it. And I also like that she had that little thing where she talked about, like, how she has a hard time getting close to people because people are afraid of their secrets coming out because of her. And I'm like, makes sense. And it feels like they're potentially setting up a ship there. I'll reserve judgment on that for now, just because I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it could be cute, but I don't know. That they brought Watts back to jail, but I think that's probably because, you know, it's getting late and they'll be like, okay, you can resume your work in the morning, kind of a thing. So yeah, I think that's kind of it for the episode. Everything I can think off the top of my head. But yeah, so I've mentioned this several times already, but if you don't already know, my friend Shinoob and I, we do a podcast together called The Boopcast, where every Friday we discuss the most recent episode of RWBY. We had a guest on for the most recent episode who was Liam Catterson, who's a fellow reactor. That was very interesting and very funny. And I'll insert a clip here from that.
Oh no!
Oh god. It sounds like someone dropped a piano down the stairs. But yes, that was very much fun to do. And this week we aren't having a guest on for Chapter 4, which honestly is a good thing, because Kaylee and I are going to have stuff to talk about. And we already can ramble so much, and, like, I've just rambled for 15 minutes about this episode, about this, and that's not even that's on the first viewing, not even after watching it several times and taking notes and everything. So yeah, so we live stream those over on her Twitch channel, which I always have links down below. She does not post them on her YouTube channel until after the season. After RWBY season is over, she'll upload those, just because it's hard to upload, you know, a 2 to 3 hour video every, it's hard to render it every week, and then upload it and stuff. So it's just something that she can worry about doing in the off season when she's not doing RWBY reactions and other stuff as well. But she is uploading little previews to her YouTube channel, which if that is up at the time of these videos, I will try to link them in the card section around here. But yeah, otherwise, if you want to watch the full episode, you have to go to her Twitch channel. It's saved in a playlist below her stream. But yes, we live stream those on her Twitch. Check the Boopcast's Twitter account. We have that as well. That's the time that we stream those. We always tweet there when we go live and announcing if there's anything happening. But I also stream on Twitch. I stream Phasmophobia, Dead by Daylight, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, although by the time this video goes out, we probably have finished Dream Drop and we'll be moving on to Kingdom Hearts 3. My sister's been playing through the series, so we'll probably be starting Kingdom Hearts 3 for her this coming Thursday. And I also will occasionally... Oh, and Persona 5 Royal, that was the other one I forgot. But I'll also occasionally throw in like a Final Fantasy 14 stream or a Genshin stream or, you know, other stuff. I play lots of stuff. But yeah, so that's also linked down below if you want to give me a follow on there and tune in sometime. I also have a Twitter where I will tweet out streams, videos, you know, random RWBY things I see. I always make sure that the anything I like or retweet has either #RWBY, #RWBY8, or #RWBY8 spoilers in case you aren't caught up with the episode. Those are the hashtags to mute. And I'm forgetting something. Oh, and Discord. I have a Discord as well. I don't use that very much anymore. I really need to get better about that. But that's also there. There are RWBY chats if you would like to discuss the most recent episode. And yeah, I think that's everything. I don't know. Check the description. I always link tons of stuff down below for resources to find me. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching. That episode was incredible. I want to rewatch it. I won't rewatch it right now. I'll rewatch it later. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching, and I will I'll leave a like on this video if you liked it. Let me know what you thought about the episode. And yeah, I will see you guys next week for Chapter 5. Alright, bye everybody.